Do you know who this
The
is?
Muffin Man.
The little hole in the chin makes me want to say the guy from Starship Troopers, but I don't think it's him.
Casper Van Dien. That's who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Casper Van Dien, but I don't. It's not quite right.
Okay, chat. Who is it? And Blabs, do you know who this is?
I actually do. Can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's Brady.
What's his first name?
Thomas.
Tom Brady. By the way, can we just stop down for a second and realize how ridiculous this camera shot is, to where you can zoom in and like this is like a 7,000 pixel image, and when you scroll down, you literally see the plaque around his teeth. It's like disgusting. Sorry. Anyways, and I think that should be some sort of avatar for the channel. Just zoomed in Tom Brady face.
Why?
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because now all I can see is like tiny hairs. I'm counting his eyebrows.
Yeah, let's see if he has any issues all around his scalp here. Yeah, okay. Got some pore blockage over there. That's fine. All right. Anyways, this is Tom Brady right there.
American football player there, Arch.
Yes, he played American football. Some say he is the greatest of all time, and his track record would stand by that. He won more championships than any other player, and specifically many other franchises, entire teams and franchises. He won more titles just himself than other franchises. He was very, very good at what he did. Well, now he's a commentator on the game. So every Sunday you hear him talking about football, but he also owns a dog. And this is Tom Brady and his dog here. It's just it's been a viral story the last few days. Now, what do you think is interesting about this dog here, Arch?
You know you don't want to ask me that question.
Good point. Thank you. The dog is a clone of his former dog that died in 2023.
Oh my God, this is like Dolly the sheep.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I wish I could recycle my old cat.
Life finds a way.
I got a lot of questions about this, but here we are. Former NFL quarterback Tom Brady has an extensive list of endeavors outside of football, and one of them has led to the unique development of his family. He says that revealed on Tuesday that his dog Junie is a clone of his late dog Lua, who died in December 2023. Colossus Biosciences, a biotech company that he is an investor in, uses blood collected prior to Lua's death to clone her. I love my animals. They mean the world to me and my family. A few years ago, I worked with Colossal to leverage their non-invasive cloning technology through a small blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed. Right here. The revelation coincides with Colossal's acquisition of another biotech company. And Brady added that the company gave my family a second chance with a clone of our beloved dog, and that he is excited how Colossal and blah, 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 blah can work together. That's fine. The idea of cloning pets. So, Arch, you actually seem kind of intrigued by this idea of cloning pets.
I mean, I don't necessarily hate it, but Colossal Bioscience gives me some really fucking hardcore Umbrella Corporation vibes.
I hear you on that. For sure. Blabs, would you? You lost your puppy dog last year. Would you have wanted to?
No, I would never clone again. No, that's creepy as fuck.
I got a lot of questions about this.
I want to know if he named the dog the same name.
Well, he didn't name the dog the same name. So was it confused?
Well, why would he be confused? It's not the same. It doesn't have the same brain or any of that shit.
That's the same DNA.
It doesn't mean shit, though. It's not the same memory. It's not the same personality or anything, really. It just looks the exact same. It's a carbon copy.
Chat, what do you guys think about this? Like, would you ever clone a dog? Like, look, I've talked about Bowser is struggling right now. Bowser is my little Welsh Terrier. He's the sweetest little boy ever, but he is struggling. He's an older dog at this point. I would imagine he's probably about the same state that Tom Brady's dog was. Probably not a whole lot of time left, and we all understand that. With that said, I don't think I could ever clone Bowser. You know, like, what's that?
No, it's not the same dog. It just looks the same. It's
But
like you
even
have
if-
twins. They're not the same.
I mean, you could argue that it's basically like having, because it's not the same, right? So you could sort of kind of argue that it's basically just the offspring of the dog, but without the intermediary.
Yeah, but it comes with the expectation of a story, right? Like you're unfairly bringing this animal back, and it's essentially supposed to be this continuation of this other dog. Life, preferably, gets to lead its own story, create its own thing. Like you when you get a new dog, it has its own story, its own personality, things like that. And this is you're expecting something from it. Obviously, it's a dog; it doesn't matter. But this obviously leads into scary things of like, let's say, God forbid, a child were to die, and then you clone it. Oof. That you're putting so much weight on that child to live up to something that it never had its own chance to define itself. It needs to fulfill some emotional thing for you, which is the opposite of what life should be. That makes sense.
Yep.
You know, I think puppies are a little different, right? My mom said something a few years ago that always resonated with me. She's like, look, we have a lot of shit going on in our lives. We have families, we have work, we have hobbies, we have all these things. Like puppy dogs, they have you. And like, that's all they look forward to all day is just hanging around you and being with you. It's awesome. So like, you know, when something looks at you with that much admiration on a day-to-day basis, like, you know, it's a little different than like you talk to your dogs. You know, like I talk to Bowser and Max all the time, right? But they don't talk back. They talk with their body, with their tail, right? Yeah, that's good. Well, sometimes
He's like Dr. Doolittle over there.
But to your point, Phoenix, this idea that cloning a child or cloning, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I can think of how many horrible situations could be arise from that. That is terrifying to consider, this idea. And it's going to happen too. You know, it's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine being that kid who's supposed to live up to some other entity it doesn't know. And all the emotions around you look at you as though you're some being that you're not. It's just unfair. It's unfair to everybody, basically. It's not a good idea.
You know what's going to be go ahead, Arch. I'm sorry.
I see that too, but I can't get quite over this idea that if we were to view this basically as a regular child, because you are just procreating, but without the dad, I guess, or the mom, whatever. I think it is, at least in part, it is a judgment against the idea of it being a clone. Like there's something within us that rebel against the idea of it being a clone of a person. And that carries a lot of implications, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the idea of cloning anything is weird. And by the way, like we talked about cloning, you know, I don't know, whether it's a dog, whether it's a cow, whether it's whatever, right?
I could see a racehorse being like the only one that really makes sense. Like you had a champion horse, died, you can make another one that hopefully has the same genetic.
Because then you can apply that to like literally anything. You have a champion, whatever, best genetics for a bull. You want to keep having the best genetics. You use the same cloning. If we think that way, it's just...
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I could see someone going like that. Kind of makes some sense, even though I'm against it.
But if we're cloning for effect, then immediately we start getting into like, okay, we have this virtuoso who's incredibly good at math. Mm-hmm. What if we make 100 of him and stick them in tanks and we've got ourselves a supercomputer?
You've been watching too much Star Wars on Camino, dude.
Have you guys ever seen The Island? Like, not many people have seen it. You ever seen that? Mm-mm. Real quick, I'll get it's a stupid action movie, but it has a great plot. Long story short, there's these people who live on this island, and they're all beautiful people, blah, 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 blah. And they're told there's a lottery system that you can leave the island, okay? And it turns out that our main protagonists get to leave the island one day, because that's everyone. They can't wait to get off the island. Well, it turns out that they're an island of clones of rich people. And so what they do is it means that the person in like America is sick and they need to harvest the organs off of these clones. So they've cloned themselves so that they could essentially live forever.
Oh, yeah.
You do like the artsy movies, don't you?
Well, no, that sounds like a thriller to me. But you know what? Let's actually bring this to a little bit more recent event, right? Let's just say hypothetically, as Charlie Kirk is passing, or someone's going to die, they actually took his blood and they were like, "Look, we could clone him," right? There's so many levels to this, which are obviously really fucked up. Okay, let's play this out really quick. This could be the true nature versus nurture situation where you take somebody, let's say you clone somebody 5 times. Okay, they don't know that they're a clone, but you put them all in very distinct situations. 1 2-parent household, 1 single mom household, another single dad household, 1 wealthy, 1 low income, right? You put them all in these interesting situations, and I think it'd be interesting to see where they all end up, right? The whole nature versus nurture, and from that, yes, that is totally fucking with God, and I have no interest in doing that, but that would be very interesting to see, and I would Truman Show the shit out of that. Just saying.
Especially if it was like a successful CEO or a great leader, to see if does that carry out no matter what scenario, that headstrong mentality. Does that continue no matter whether they're poor, whether they come from single home, whatever? That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Weird. Anyways, Tom Brady.
Yeah. Weird.
Thank you. Tom Brady of all people may be the person who sets humanity back and plays with God. Congratulations, Tom Brady. Obey your digital overlords. Watch this video right here that YouTube suggested for you.